For those of you who haven't had the opportunity to see my car, this is a 1981 Corvette with a L81 engine. It is my daily driver, and it's a beautiful looking ride. Well, today I need to change out one of the hood latches. Because it's showing a little age. And not the one that comes from inside the car, but the one that crosses over and unhooks the other side. That's the one I need to get to. So it has a little tab on the end of the cable. It goes on a peg with a little cotter pin in it. It has a couple places where it's fastened here and one right there on the other side. And the cable on the other end, it's also on a little peg. I don't know if you can see it, with a little cotter pin in the end of it. So we'll take the cotter pins out of each end. We'll take the two bolts out, put in the new cable. I ordered these particular cables from Corvette Central. This is the number for the cross hood release cable, latch to latch. And this is the one for inside the car. Okay. I'm going to start by removing this bolt so I have a little more freedom of movement to remove this cotter pin. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Alright, just like the other side, there's a little pin, little washer, little cotter pin, and a bolt that holds the cable steady. You can see why I decided to replace this cable. I don't want it to break on me one day when I least expect it. So the new cable ought to be pretty easy to install. It was on the second hole back. Let's just do it in reverse. All right, so I fed the new cable in there, and it has extra length, and which is going to go somewhere. And you need to feed it downward and back up in here because you don't want it to get caught and pinched underneath the hood. So I started on the passenger side reassembling, and I put the little pin in the hole. Then I slipped the cable on the back side of it, put the washer behind the cable and the cotter pin through the hole. I routed it over here to this side, and now I'm getting ready to hook it up. I'm going to put it back in the second hole where it came from, and then to check the adjustment, I'm going to put this in the locked position, and I'm going to put this in the locked position with the hood up. You don't want to be able to, you want to be able to get to it if it doesn't work, if the length isn't right. But now I'm going to hook up this side, pin in the hole. I'm going to go with the second hole like they had originally. Okay. One day I'll buy a stand for the phone. Put the little washer on, and then the little cotter pin. I'm going to have to do that with both hands. You can turn the little pin to face the hole straight up in the air to make it easier to put the cotter pin in. This cotter pin isn't in the greatest of shape, so I'm going to have to go down to the hardware store and buy 2 more. Just go ahead and replace them both. If one of them breaks and my cable comes off, it's very difficult to get these Corvette hoods open. I'm using my knife to separate the 2 little legs. Get it bent around so it doesn't come off. Okay, now let's pull the hood latch inside and see if both locks unlock. Okay, the timing was a little off. One of them opened, and then after a second the other one opened when I pulled a little harder. So I'm going to lock them back down again. Pay more attention this time to which one opens first. I can see this one, so I'll try and time the sound with the action. Okay, the one on the far side opened first, and then this one. So to get them to open together, I need to give the latch to latch cable a little more slack because it's opening ahead of this one. So let me do that. Okay, so I moved it to the next hole back. Give myself a little more slack. Lock that one down. Lock this one down. One more time. Let's see how it times out. Okay, the other side still beats it. So I'm going to remove the pin, and I'm going to move it up another hole and give my cable some more slack. Okay, so after a few more adjustments that you didn't have to suffer through, I'm at about the 4th hole back, or the 2nd hole on the bottom row, and I'm finally getting them to click about the same time. So down to the hardware store for a couple new cotter pins, and that part's finished.